Hello and welcome back to the channel. I've got 40 pieces of workable sticks when they're dry in the car, harvested, and it's the last day of harvesting. I'll just take you down through this field I've got permission to go in. It's actually a guy I actually work with, Richard, and he's kindly said I could just go along and take what I want. But here it's absolutely like a gold mine. I will quickly walk you down around the perimeter of the field, and yeah, I could have spent the last 2 or 3 years harvesting here and still not touched the sides. So I'm hoping I get to come back next year. So I'll just let you have a quick little look. So there you go, you can see I've got a very good final day harvesting, and like I said, there's around about 40 pieces there, and they're in pretty good condition. But I'll let you have a look out here, and it's absolutely a stunning little valley I've been working in. But you can see the triangular box shape of the hedge, and this is the area I've actually got permission to actually take sticks, although like I said, this is the last day. So I've parked in the gateway, and you can see this area here is where he cuts up all the beet, and that's for the sheep, and it will be for the lambs, and that's why he's getting this small little field ready. There's going to be sheep with, well, mother sheep with their lambs in here, and it's a nice secure little paddock close to his home, so he can come and have a look at them. But I'll take you down into the field, and you can actually see tractor marks, and I'll show you all the way around the outside. You can see where the tractor has flailed the hedges. Luckily for me, all the good sticks are in the internal part of the hedge, the heart of the hedge. But yeah, I'll bring you along here. As you can see, this whole hedge is nothing but usable sticks. It's absolutely like heaven here. But you can see where the tractor has flailed this, just like clean it up. But all up there, that's all usable sticks that you can take, and they're pretty straight. But I've been working over this side. Now the sticks I've taken from down the bottom down there, it's a fair gradient on this hill, and I've actually had to slog up carrying them. I can't drive the car down here, even though it's dry, it just wouldn't get back up. So yeah, there's a lot of humping and dumping, as they say. I don't have to pick up a lot of this mess, because a lot of it's been done by the tractor. But this stuff here, which has got the lamb's tails, as we call them, on there, I've got to pick that up. That's left over from me harvesting. But I'll let you have a look at this hedge. So there you go. You can actually see I could spend years just harvesting these sticks in here, and I wouldn't have to go anywhere else. I do know this will be taken down at some point, and and I really need to get, I'm hoping I get a chance to come back next year and finish off, get a mammoth harvest in, and then I can just store it. I have to find somewhere to store it. But you can see what the flail does. If you don't get the pieces close to the hedge that you want, the flail actually destroys them. But you can see what I've taken there. Some of that was from a previous harvest, but if I bring you along, you can see what I've already took the other day. And there's actually evidence of me being here today and what I've just done there and in there. So like I said, it's the last day that you can harvest due to bird nesting season, and I've been very privileged this year, considering I had a very late start to the game, and I've pulled it out the bag. I've got more than what I need this year. That'll roll over into the following year, but I'm hoping he doesn't decide this is the year he wants to take the top of it down, and I hope I get a chance to come back next year before it actually does get taken right down. This is absolute gold mine in here. I just can't explain. All the way along, this is nothing but sticks. There has to be thousands and thousands of sticks here that you could use, and I'm only selecting the best and easiest ones I can get. So I hope your harvest has been good if you're a stick maker, and if you're not a stick maker, I hope that if you look back through the catalogue of my harvesting exploits, you'll see that you know, there is some hard work involved in stick making. It's not just all sitting in the workshop with a cup of coffee, chocolate biscuits, and doing the enjoyable crafting. There is a little bit of graft that you have to put in. But in any case, I hope you're all okay, and I hope to take you on the journey some of these sticks that I've harvested will go through to become hiking sticks. But that's for next year if we're all here. Okay, this is Andy from Hidden Valley Footpaths. Hope to catch you again. Stay safe. All the best. One thing I would like to say is that obviously I've been given permission to come in here, but it's picking up and treating the place with respect if you're harvesting. I mean, you can see the hedge behind me. As I go down through, even though I'm taking what I want, I'm being careful I don't expose too much of a gap. You know, it's just being sensible, really, not taking everything so that it looks all uneven and that. I'm not robbing an area blind as I go down through. And also you'll see here I'm actually bringing all my leftover cuts back up here, and he would easily see those are mine because I've got nice clean cuts. What's left in the field is from the flail, and when a flail goes through, it's totally different than that. It's just smashed to pieces and ripped up. So he'll see what is flailed and he'll see what I've brought up, and that will put me in good stead to come back, because basically I'm cleaning up my rubbish. So yeah, I just thought I'd just add that. And also, as for the end of the season, it's not really self-imposed. It's what's you know, recognised as the dates that we have here in the UK for bird nesting, and you have to have special circumstances to cut and harvest or fell trees or things like that within those dates. But for me, hedging will stop because I don't or wouldn't qualify to carry on cutting within those dates. So yeah, this is the end of my season. Yeah, so this is what a flail does, and you can see all the chips here, and it's all smashed up like this. But you can see what I've taken, because you can see the round cuts. But if you look down through there, that hedge, you'll see how the flail is totally obliterated anything that it's come in contact with, and you can see the mess there. But like I said, I'm just going to go and pick up the bits and pieces that what's left over from my harvesting. And as you can see, you'd clearly see this stick here was nothing to do with me, and that one there. But you can clearly see this is mine. So I'm going to pick it up, grab the other pieces here, and trudge to the top of this field. It may not look far, but it's actually given me quite a workout. I'm back home. I've had tea. It is dark outside. Thick coat. It is really cold. But I've spent, you know, possibly half an hour, 40 minutes sifting through that harvest, marking it up and putting it in my storage, well, area out the front, and I'll show you in a minute. But there's a big sense of relief in actually getting my harvest completed now. It's been close to the wire. I started late in the season, quite simply because I'm waiting for the leaves to fully drop off, so I had full eyes on what I was selecting and taking. After all, there's nothing worse than actually taking, you know, a piece of wood, you know, wild wood that, you know, once you've seasoned it and you start looking over it, you realise it's going to be, you know, a nightmare to produce a hiking stick, or it's, you know, not viable and it becomes kindling. it just seems pointless. So I've been gradually, each year I've been doing this, getting more selective on the wood I actually use. Most of this year I've been going to areas I've been allowed to go to, but it's meant that I've had to, walk vast distances in over difficult terrain to actually select and harvest my sticks, which means in real terms, I've been walking away with like 10, 12, pieces on average. A good session will be 25 pieces, but and as you can imagine, that takes a lot of days to get several hundred pieces then. But ultimately, where I've just come from, I had 100 piece day there on my first occasion, and I've walked away now when I've looked at the numbers I've got here on this particular session. It's been just shy of 50. So you can see the difference what I can actually harvest in that one location to what will take many days going out into the woods and the forests, selecting what I want to use as hiking stick blanks. So I have been told I can go back there next year, or when the bird nesting season finishes. But I do have some bad news. He did say that when the season comes that he can start hedging again, he's taking the tops down. So the tidy up we saw around the outside was just a touch up for this year, but it's all coming down. So basically I have to get there and get my sticks in soon as the season opens again. And, same situation, I can have as much as I want, but I don't have time on my side. It will be literally, I will probably spend 2 to 3 weeks just harvesting there. Richard has also said that he's got, some old storage in his barns and sheds. He says that I can take what I want and store over there. Because as I'll show you in a minute, I have limited storage. I can store 300 to 400 pieces, but that's my top limit. And he's suggesting I can use a corner of his barn. I do need to go and see it, to check it, to see if it's, going to be, viable for me to use that piece of shed. Like, I'm not going to get, woodworm. I'm not going to get, in my sticks attacked by rodents. So I do have to go and check that out first. But yet again, what an absolute legend of a guy to offer that up and just to say, take what I want. But like I said, the caveat is, it's all that field isn't staying that way. This will be a one-off hit. And it, what I get next year will be what I get from that field, because it'll be taken down to the point. It will probably be another 4, 5, 6 years before it reaches that point again. So, I will have to make hay while the sun shines, as they say. So, I'll take you quickly out and show you my rack for harvest for this year. And, you can judge what you think of it. So there we go. That area there, when I started, just had 2 or 3 pieces, or I think about 6 pieces on the first harvest. And here we go now. Look at it. Totally full to the rafters. It's about 15 to 16 wide there. And it's going all the way back along that wall. And in some areas, it's like 20 when it's full out there. Like I said, I've got 300 to 400 pieces there. I haven't really counted like that. It got to the point I stopped counting. But that's as much as I can store in here. And what fit over there once I've used that and that is seasoned. So if I can harvest, you know, 8 times that next year and store somewhere, that's a good few years worth of stock for me to go through where I won't have to harvest. So I feel I've kind of, if you look back over the last few months worth of my videos, there's more than, you know, I would say getting near 50% has been based around the harvesting of hiking sticks. Now, you know, that might seem excessive, and in reality, I suppose there's only so much value in you seeing me harvesting hiking sticks. I'm not sure it's something that you could, you know, warrant doing year in, year out. Perhaps the odd video of me doing it. But I like to feel that this, I've actually documented, you know, this year's harvest to some degree of how it's really happened for me. But ultimately, you know, going from me getting, you know, 6 pieces on a bad, you know, session to sort of like, you know, 12 pieces, which is kind of my normal, 25 for good session, and then the last time I went out to that field 100 in one go. You can see to get that pile has taken me quite a lot of time and effort to get there. Going to that field though, like I said, I only have a small window of opportunity, and I will utilize that. And well, I will utilize it. I'm not going to let that opportunity go to waste. So you know, hopefully harvesting will slow down for a few years if I can get the quantity I want to get in. So, you know, I'm going to wrap this up, and yeah, my harvest is complete, and it feels good. So this is Andy. You're in the Folklore Hiking Stick Workshop, and you're watching this on the Hidden Valley Footpath channel. And I promise you, this is the last hiking stick harvesting one for a long time. So we'll get back to crafting and get out there on the trail and start having a good look around North Cornwall. Okay, yeah, cheers, all the best, and I hope to catch you guys out on the trail.